Hello friends, back to our session. So we did a couple of sessions till now on what is law, what are the careers available after law as a law degree here. We learned in few of the videos. We also try to understand careers in management. How is the Ipmat program here? How is the BBA program, some symbiosis, various other categories. We also did few videos on the preparation part. How do we prepare for math and other things? Today, we will try to understand the preparation strategies of logical reasoning. Okay. So let's stay tuned and I'll be sharing with you a lot of what do you call one notebook and then one PPT as well. Okay. Wonderful. Let's stay tuned. So you all can see my screen. Yes, this is career launcher session. Okay. Quite often, if I look at the logical reasoning topic, I hear a couple of words. Number one, I'm talking about is a conclusion. Number two, I'm talking about is an inference. I'm talking about the premises. Then I'm talking about assumptions. Then, strengthening an argument and then weakening an argument, blah, blah, blah. We have a lot of other words here. Anyways, we will discuss those things. So much before we start, much before we get to an idea, we all need to have a fair idea about what are these words. Okay, we all need to have a fair idea about what are these words. Many times when I interact with the students, if I ask them what is this, everyone will give their own ideas here. Okay, let's try to understand. What is the conclusion? As per you, what is the conclusion here? My simple understanding of a conclusion is the final verdict after reading the given set of instructions. That's my conclusion. I'll just read a paragraph which is given, or I'll read some kind of database which is given to me. Whatever my final conclusion is there, my judgment is there. That's what I can say is my conclusion here. And again, these words, they vary based on the kind of context we are using as well. You also know that. For example, if I have to say, conclusion can also be described as it is any data which is general to specific, which is general to specific here. For example, if I make a statement, Mr. Robert is a pharmaceutical professor. He applied chemical X on rats. After some time, a rat died. Now, in the whole process, please understand, my children. If I ask you what the conclusion of the statement, do you know the rat died because of chemical X? You don't know. You really don't know. If it has got some previous diseases, you never know that. The premises is not clear. What I can say is chemical X may be injurious to rats. That is from a given set of general information. Why I'm using the word general information? Because in the information, I didn't give you what are the ingredients of chemical X. You just applied a chemical X, but you don't know the ingredients of chemical X. From a general statement, you are going for a specific. That's what you say is a conclusion. So conclusion is my final understanding of the given data. I do a thorough analysis and then I will arrive at the statement. Am I clear? If you look at inference many a times it cannot be direct, it is hidden. I will go through the data, the known factors I'll extract, and that where I go for an inference here based on my understanding. So inference will not be direct. Inference is something which I need to extract. It is not explicit, it is implicit. Please understand this one. So in some context, you can use the word inference is something we are talking about a specific to general. If I have to say, Tina and Rita are the only two girls from Hyderabad who adopted two kids from an orphanage XYG. I'll repeat my statement. Tina and Rita are the only two girls who adopted two kids from an orphanage XYG. If we look at my statement, it is a very specific statement, right? I gave the complete data, what are the names of the girls, where they are from, what they have done, where did they adopted the kids from. This is a complete specific data. Now I'll make a statement. Girls have a sympathy feeling. This is something which is not conveyed directly in the passage, right? You can understand this is not something which is directly conveyed in the passage here. This is implicit. Please understand. That is what you say is an inference. So, my friends, these two are different. Conclusion and then inferences, they both are not same. These two are different here. Okay. Any given data on the basis of what you are solving the question is your premises. Looking at the premises, my landing statement, assuming the given information is fact, is true, is my assumption. Assuming that it is true is my assumption. For example, if I give you a statement, humans are mortal. If I say Ram is a human, then Ram has to be mortal. Now, the assumption, what I'm talking about, my landing statement, I'm assuming these statements are true. In logical reasoning, many a times, my logical skills will work, but I will not be applying my, what do you call, GK there. You know, in logical reasoning, there is a topic called logical syllogisms. All A's are B's, all dogs are cats. You would have seen that kind of problem here. In a real life, a dog cannot be a cat. You can understand that, right? So in logical reasoning, I'll assume that the given set of information is true. On the basis of information, I'll kickstart working on the problems. So largely, these are the kind of terminologies we are using in the topic of logical reasoning. We also have a couple of words like strengthening the argument and then weakening the argument. You know it very well. So for example, I have some argument right now given, and whatever the pointers are there that will support my argument, then I'll call them as they are strengthening my argument here. Whatever the arguments, whatever the statements are there that are pulling down my leg while I'm arguing about one particular topic here, I will say they are the weakening arguments here. So in logical reasoning, these are largely the kind of words we are using. Is it okay? Now, using these basic words, we will start doing a couple of small questions here. Let's see this. Please stay tuned till the time I do that. Yes, my friends, you can see one question here. Okay. Let's start reading this one. We will try to understand. Taking yet another step to quell the growing anger among armed forces aspirants against the new Agnipath recruitment policy, Union Home Minister Amit Shah Saturday announced that there will be a 10% quota in the Central Armed Police Forces, the Assam Rifles across the country for the Agniveers. If I look at this one, everything is very convenient. You see the word quell. It is to reduce the intensity, right? If there is something like an uproar, there's a chaos going. If I'm quelling it, I'm trying to reduce the intensity here. So taking yet another step to quell the growing anger among armed forces, aspirants, again as the new Agnipath recruitment here, they announced a 10% quota in two categories. One is you are talking about APF, the other you are talking about is AR, right? These two areas. As the protest continued for the fourth day, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh held a meeting with the chiefs of the three services, Army Chief General Manoj Pandey, Navy Chief Admiral R. Harikumar. There is no official statement about the meeting. Meanwhile, the Defense Ministry also announced a 10% reservation in jobs in the ministry and in the defense public sector undertakings for Agniveers. There's a meeting happened. After the meeting, what happened? They announced a 10% reservation in what jobs? Ministry jobs in the defense public sector undertaking for whom? For Agniveers. The quota exists in the post at the level of assistant commandants in all the paramilitary forces and at a group C levels. This is talking deeper about the data. We will understand. This temporary nature of the job for 75% of the recruits has a riled up aspects. Riled up, it created some anger. Okay, it created an anger in the aspirants. There hadn't been any recruitments in the armed forces for 2 years, which the government attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic. So before this Agnipath was launching, there hadn't been any recruitments in the armed forces here for 2 years. And the government said it was all due to COVID-19 here. The gap had pushed many aspirants beyond the upper age limit of 21 years. Now you can understand because the notification didn't come for 2 years, people who are waiting till the age of 21, which is an upper age limit here, they suffered, which is why the government announced a one-time waiver increasing the eligible age to 23 this year. They just gave only one-time waiver here to compensate this problem, to compensate their loss. What they have done is they gave an upper age limit of 23 this particular year when Agnipath was launching here. So there's a chaos, there is a fear in the aspirants that the job nature is 75%. We will try to understand everything. Several other government departments and state governments have also announced policies to give priority to agniveers for the jobs once they complete their 4 years tenure. So if I have to understand the entire story, my friends, number one issue, there is an issue started with this launching of Agnipath. The moment launching started, Union Home Minister, he announced that there is a 10% reservation in 2 weeks here. Second thing is Rajnath Singh. He held a meeting. After the meeting, they said in the ministry, public sector, defense public sector undertakings as well, there is a quota available and they will be taken into few paramilitary forces and group C levels here. The temporary job has created the chaos. As a result, the recruitment, and then there's one more reason as well. Last 2 years, there is no recruitment happened. Government said it was all due to COVID here. People at the age of 21, they will be missing an opportunity. Government gave them a one-time settlement. Now they gave them a relaxation till the age of 23. Now several state governments also came forward to give some special priority to the agniveers for jobs once they complete the 4 years full nature. So all happened right now. Let's go to questions. We will see. Which of the following strengthens the argument? Read the questions carefully. Which of the following is strengthening the passage here? They said passage, not the argument. Okay. Which of the following is strengthening the argument? When I say strengthening, the statement should support my statement here, my message here. What is my message right now? Agnipath recruitment has got a lot of benefits. Immediately, there is a 10% special reservation in few category areas here. As per Rajnath Singh's statement, we also have few special attention given, special priority given at Ministry of Public Undertaking here, blah, 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 all these areas, right? Agnipath is a good scheme, and the protest being held by the people is very strong. Wrong. This is not supporting my argument. It's not strengthening my argument. That's not. You can clearly see that, right? There should be a point. This is how it is strengthening my argument. Beta, Mr. Krishna, your statement is right in this way. There will be less recruitments in the near future, so Agnipath is all the more a worst scheme. Where is the question of strengthening the argument? It is not strengthening the argument. In the near future, agniveers will get recruitment for jobs across all the major government departments. They already announced a 10% reservation. After Rajnath Singh meeting, he also added a few more special quotas there. Now they are saying that in the near future, agniveers will get recruitment for jobs across all the major government departments here. It is boosting my passage, am I right? The passage is all talking about the kind of support given to the agniveer schemes here. So this is boosting my passage. This is strengthening my passage. Till now, I'm convenient. Okay, no problem here. But my friends, you all know that very well. I keep telling this every time. In a logical reason, the moment you are happy with one statement, don't stop there. You just read the other set of questions as well. The job which the agniveers will get will be permanent in nature. Please understand whether you are talking about inference or you are talking about conclusion or assumption. They all made on the basis of the given premises. But we never have a right to change the premises, right? Already, as such, you are talking about the 4 years tenure here for Agriware. Who said that it's going to be a permanent in nature? I'm changing the complete ideology of the passage, right? I'm completely changing the data of the passage here, which is not possible. I cannot change that one. So D is completely ruled out. My answer is C. This is saying that Agniveers will get in all major government departments a special recruitment process. Yes, absolutely. This is strengthening my argument of the passage. Got it? Let's see the next one. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? Excellent. We already learned a lot of things here. We did one groundwork about what is an inference, what is a conclusion, what is a premises, what is an assumption here. We will try to do the same thing. Now they said, what can be inferred? COVID-19 pandemic has widened the gap with respect to age limit, prompting the government to announce the Agnipada scheme. If I cut the whole statement into two parts, part one, COVID-19 pandemic has widened the gap with respect to the age limit. Excellent, true only. Because you are talking about there's no notification given for 2 years. A gentleman who is waiting for the age of 21, abhi inka age ban gaya 23, and he is missing an argument here. That is true only. Prompting the government to announce the Agnipath scheme, that is wrong. Government did not announce the Agnipath scheme for that reason here. They never use a contest. Okay, they never use this logic anywhere. Right? They started talking about Agnipath scheme here. Why they have increased the age to 23? There is an explanation. But at anywhere it is not given that Agnipath scheme has been launched just because of the COVID-19 pandemic. No, it's completely wrong statement. First one is ruled out. The state departments are not going to follow the policy set up by the state government as this scheme is given by the central government. In any way, they did not say. Already one state come forward. They already said that state governments are also coming forward here. Here they are talking about state governments are not ready to accept that one. That is not inferred anyway. That is not a hidden information. That is not implicit. This is not something which I am going to extract from the passage here. Irrelevant. The Defense Ministry has announced a 10% quota for Agniveer. Excellent. Is it inferred? It is not inferred. It is directly given in the statement. It is directly given in the statement. It is not inferred. Right? Inferred, we already discussed what the meaning of an inference here. Right? Did I extract this data? No, I didn't extract this data. It is none of the above. Got it? Here at third question, could be the conclusion of the passage? Excellent question. We already discussed when I'm talking about a conclusion, the finding landing statement, my understanding of the given argument or a passage. Read the question carefully. The government must properly communicate the details of the scheme to assuage the fears. Great. Excellent. Next one. The government must direct all the government departments to support the scheme by recruiting people. Great. The youth must be given ample employment opportunity to support them. Great. The government must withdraw the scheme if it is causing protest among the people. What did they say? What is your final understanding? If I can just recollect what happened in the passage, what is given to me, if I can have a quick recap, my understanding is like this. Government started Agnipath scheme. There are protests happened. By the nature of the job, because it's a 4 years job we are talking about. Home Minister handled the situation. He announced a 10% special quota. Rajnath Singh came and then he added a few departments where there will be a special category recruitment happening as well. The age limit from 21 became 23 because people have lost the opportunity. Few of the state governments also came forward to recruit. But protest happened. The beginning first passage itself started with a word you all would have seen here. Yet another step to quell the growing anger. First of all, there is an agitation happening. Why the agitation is happening? Because people, they thought like they will be recruited after 4 years of completing the term. They are not getting any further opportunity. That's what they felt, right? There is a confusion created. That's why they did the protest. Agreed. Did we communicate with them? Bhas, if you go for the scheme here, by the time you complete your tenure, these are the opportunities you are going to get here. Did we communicate? There's a communication gap. If the communication gap is killed at the beginning, would that protest happen? Would the protest have happened there? No. Agnipath is a good scheme, but the protest being held by the people is, we are at the third question, right? The government must properly communicate the details of the tune to assuage the fears. Perfect. If they have communicated that, the protest would not have come here. Second one, the government must direct all the government departments to support the scheme by recruiting people here. That is not the conclusion of the passage. That is my expectation, right? My expectation is different. My conclusion is different. Is it concluded anywhere? No. That's not concluded anywhere here. The youth must be given ample employment opportunity to support them. That is always standing instruction. That is the expectation of every citizen. That is not something which is concluded from the given passage. The government must withdraw the scheme if it is causing protest among the people here. No. Now they added a few masala for that. They added a few chocolates for that, wherein to convey the message that this is a good feature, this is a good scheme. Now your job is communicating it properly. You don't have to kill that. So tomorrow, if government or tomorrow, if they start a new job here, let's say it's only for 10 years, not for 20 years, not for 30 years, not till the time of retirement. So every launching, they cannot go back on the basis of protest. It is your responsibility. It is your job to convince the citizens here. That's why the first one is 100% off, which is the conclusion. Am I clear? State the assumptions of this line. 10% quota in the Central Armed Police Forces and Assam Rifles across the country for the agnivees. What is the assumption? Assumption is on the basis of the premises given. My understanding, right? My understanding. I'll assume on the basis of the given, this is what is going to happen. The 10% quota given will benefit the agniveers later on. That is the simple reason they are given. Why I'm giving a 10% weightage there? Because they have to get benefited. That's my assumption, right? That is the simple reason I gave the scheme. It's 100%, right? Let's go for the next one. The 10% quota given will be disadvantageous to the other groups, irrelevant. The 10% quota is not needed to, as agniveers will get other benefits apart from the quota itself. Irrelevant. All the above are assumptions. No, only the first one is an assumption. When I'm saying, boss, if you complete your 4 years of tenure with me as an agniveer, you are getting a 10% quota in the Central Armed Police Forces and Assam Rifles across the country. I'm telling you that because of the 10% quota, you are getting a benefit. Clear? Which of the following weakens the passage most? Now they ask you, which of the following weakens the passage the most? The youth has fully accepted the scheme and have thanked the union government for this scheme. If they have fully accepted the scheme, why the riots would have happened? Why the protest would have happened? Why the government is working on quelling the situation right now? Am I right? If it is so accepted, why this headache is there for us? It is not accepted. The situation is coming into control. It is not accepted here. If the first one happened, then the whole situation would not have arisen. It is not supporting the given statement. Is it neutral? No, it's not neutral. If they have accepted, it is completely against the version of the passage. The passage says that there are riots happening to quell the situation. Union Home Minister has to intervene. This is weakening the argument of the passage. This is saying that no, there is no such uproar here. Everybody is very happy. This is weakening my argument. First one is weakening. Pakka? See the next one. The 10% quota announced by the central government is only for some states in India. This is not going to benefit the other states in India. Hence, the scheme is not good. Now again they started story. Now we started saying that there is a 10% quota available. Now you are saying that please work in this 4 years of tenure here. As soon as you complete, you are getting a special weightage there. Now option B is saying that this is not for all state governments here, for few state governments only. Now again you are creating a confusion. If again you are creating a confusion, you would like to quell the situation, you are not in a position to quell the situation. The second one is again weakening the argument of the passage. What is the idea of that writer here? He would like to convince the people about the Agniveer scheme, saying that the state governments and central government, they are giving you priority. There is a 10% special weightage here. Now, in the 10% weightage for few states, it is there. For few states, it's not there. No, not there. They are not going to get benefited here. So the second one is again weakening my argument. Second one is ruled out. So both A and B, they are weakening my arguments, right? C, leave it. Go to the D. Several government departments are going to honor this scheme in the near future. This is supporting my argument. If several state governments, government departments, they're all allowing people to do this, they're ready to accept this scheme here, they're all supporting me. It's a supporting argument here. Weakening arguments are A and B. That's why my answer is C. Am I clear, my friends? So in the topic of logical reasoning, it's fairly important for us to understand the basics of these keywords. Is it okay? Let's stay tuned, watch the channel carefully, and then we'll keep doing this kind of exercise a lot. Thank you.